Okay, are we live? We're live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Bolt Office Hours. Hello. Um, Peace. We are on our first office hours since I think end of February. So it's been like 2 months. So that is, light years in Bolt world. Oops, someone just dropped.
2 months too long.
2 months too long. But anyway, yeah, welcome everyone. If this is your first office hours with us, welcome. Throw your questions in the chat. We'll be answering some questions live. We'll be going through all of our latest releases that we've put out last couple months. So yeah, hold on to your seats. Yeah, that's right, Adam. Let's go. All right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think we would be remiss to not start with what we announced like a couple of hours ago. Let me go and pull this up. Let's just pull her up on the screen here. Present, share screen. All right, bolt.new. Yaha. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look, that's us kind of trippy. Okay. Yeah, this is the new update. Yeah, this has been a fun one, and yeah, wanna give a shout out to all the folks in the community that have been trying this over the past like week or so since we put this online. This has been a big update. So when you go to Bolt now, you type in a prompt, we have a brand new agent that has been upgraded and is specifically designed to make like gorgeous, stunning apps. And it's been a lot of fun to play with. And I love the video, Tomek, that you made here of like all the community folks that posted about it. But in this thread, you can go through. So if you go to our Twitter page, you can actually go through, check these out. These are like real folks that we gave access to and tried it out. Duval did a really cool one. He actually compared Bolt against all the other guys out there, and the consensus was clear. Bolt's got the best design agent. Let's go. So, anyways, this has been a lot of fun. I actually spent a ton of time yesterday playing around with this because I did a live stream with this guy Brock over. He's got a YouTube channel, and it's kind of crazy, like this stuff you can build with Bolt now. I don't know if anyone else here on the stream has been playing with this a ton lately, but I'm kind of curious. This is live. Yeah, so this is live. So actually, let me go ahead and pull it up. So this is just like rolled out onto production. It's working right now. So I don't know, like give me what's a prompt? What should we build here? What would be a good thing to have this thing go take a crack at designing and building? Anyone got ideas?
I always love the personal site with some of your details pasted in that we did a lot during B.
Yeah. Are you talking about that our confidential Series B pitch deck plan that we made? Like, Alex, you can't talk about that live on stream. Now so what we would actually do is like a really cool idea. Let me pull up Alex's. My LinkedIn is very uninteresting. Alex's is not. So what we would say is we would go and just copy the experience section. Actually, we're going to show 15 experiences. And just pop over to bolt.new and say, make me a personal website that shows all of the things I've worked on, my experience, past jobs, etc. Something clean and professional that I can send to people I work with / etc. And then we just say, here's my LinkedIn experience section. Kind of curious what we get out. Then that's it. That's the prompt. Boom. Okay. We'll see what it punches back out here for us. So already this is using our new design agent stuff. And it's you can see it's actually like thinking pretty deeply about how it's going to design this. It's like thought about the exact color schemes it's going to use. It's going to use some subtle animations, it sounds like. It's going to go ahead and just get to work on putting this thing together. And so we'll give it a second here. And yeah, the output of this stuff is mind blowing how good it is. And it's crazy fast. I mean, if you had to design this in Figma yourself, like whatever comes out of this, regardless, it's just like it would take a good amount of effort. Sure, you could fork something, but it's not going to be like kind of custom to you, So a question in the chat: does this new UI design agent update work with current projects? So right now, specifically on first prompt, this will work with the first prompt. Like we have a lot of extra kind of instructions around the first prompt. If you want to enable some of this stuff that we've got here, if you turn on dynamic reasoning in your settings, that'll actually allow you to get, it's not the kind of the full design agent, but it's like a good amount of it that you can flip on. And it'll actually like really think through a lot of the design aspects when you're going and prompting on your existing projects. But specifically from the first shot generation, we wanted to make that experience really good, where without having to even create a giant, sort of document explaining what you want out of the thing, you can have it, pop out here. So this is hilarious. So it pulled my name because it knew, it knew it was me apparently. But this is actually Alex's CV here. So this is like beautiful design on this thing, and it's got like a timeline. This is really good.
I did not see any timeline visuals when we ran this experiment 3 months ago over and over. So that's cool to see.
Look at that. It's got like a nice little like scroll thing built in. Yeah, look at that. Like, damn, that is slick.
Ooh, this would be a perfect opportunity to show the visual editor feature too for those that haven't seen to fix that little name there.
Yeah. So I can just go here. So this is the visual inspector for those of you that are not aware of it. So if you click on that little thing up there, you can actually kind of zoom in on any part of the app that's you want to make changes to specifically. So I can just click here and I can say my name is Alex Berger, not Eric Simons. And did I tell it that my name was? I probably did in the first prompt. I probably forgot. So now it's going to get to work. It's going to rebrand this, and it's going to make it look less professional because it's you, Alex. It's like, oh, okay, this guy.
Well, it's got to.
He doesn't need animations on this thing.
It's got to align the design to the vibe. It is a personal site after all.
I love it. All right, let's take a look. There we go. Ba-boom. And this is, amazing. It's like simple, it's simple, but it's like, it's wonderful. I mean, just to, if you go to Wix, you got to pay like $30 a month just to get a crappier version of this, This is so wonderful. So that's the new design update we rolled out today. And like, it's especially good for, if you're doing, complex, like landing pages for like SaaS products, etc. It's like super, super good with that stuff. So that's what we've been up to.
One more quick idea. I don't know if do you want a demo diff mode? Because Matt mentioned something in the chat and I'm like, and that is exactly what this very cool feature preview is about.
Totally. Okay, let me flip it on.
So this will be the perfect demonstration, right? Because we all saw with reasoning mode turned on how the timing it took to do that edit. But if you do that same edit now, again, maybe you could change it to my full name. It's unbelievable. This is why I'm so excited about getting diff mode rolled out to a broader audience. It's wild how much faster this makes these little edits. Like my personal workflow is I leave it in reasoning mode for building out net new stuff. And then when I go into refinement mode, I'll switch it over to diff to get the faster edits.
Yeah, like, look at that. I mean, 20 seconds end to end editing 5 files or whatever. I mean, if even 20 seconds, like, yeah, the diff mode is goated for if you're making lots of changes, it's excellent. And so our goal too is like, we roll these out as feature previews to understand how they're useful in your workflow. And then the idea is we want to bake these into the experience, either just in a way that's like invisible, right? Where maybe the agent is just choosing to use diff mode for this request, dynamic reasoning for this one, et cetera. Or there's a toggle that we might add or something like that, where you can quickly flip through. If you need to do something complicated, you can say, hey, think deeply about this problem. If you're just changing something quick, you can use diff mode, et cetera. But that's why we have that labs section, is like, you can kind of turn on, try different things, give us feedback, et cetera. So would love to, we always love hearing the feedback from you all when you try those out and let us know. One other kind of cool thing, this is like maybe a good tie-in that I want to show is, and I use this feature all the time. When you go to Bolt and any other product, similarly to this, when you type in the chat, these things typically will just get to work writing code. And the problem is that sometimes you don't necessarily want it to write code. You want to like debug stuff or ask, hey, how would I do this? Have a discussion and then actually get a plan and then implement the plan, right? But you don't want to just like go and start executing something without that discussion in the plan. And so that's why we created this thing called discussion mode. And so if you go down here, I'll kind of zoom in. There's this little discussion icon. And this is, Dom, maybe you can kind of speak to why this is so cool, because Dom is the one who made this. Yeah, when I flip it on, Dom, what's this thing going to do? Tell me.
So yeah, I mean, it's a mode where you can basically just talk to Bolt and discuss whatever you want. And the nice thing is that it keeps you in the flow. Like if you at the end, it will always make cool it will give you suggestions on where to go next, what to do. There's a very convenient button usually to implement a plan. Yeah. What can you do?
I think you're on your headphone microphone, by the way. And so it's like, I mean, it's smart enough to know. It's like, I have no idea what's going on with Dom's microphone right now.
How's that?
Much better. There we go. What can I do? I'm not curious what this thing's going to tell me what it can do. Okay. All right. So, okay. It's like, yeah, I can help you make your website, man, which, makes sense. Cool.
No,
sorry,
but I mean, discussion mode is great. Like if you don't want Bolt to write any code, then flip on discussion mode. When I use Bolt, I switch between what we call build mode and discussion mode all the time. Whether I have some questions about the project, how things work, or if I want to just like brainstorm some cool ideas, or I want to ask Bolt like, what can I do next? How would I implement this? And then, I mean, ask for something you want to implement and keep discussion mode on. Then you will see that discussion mode is smart enough to basically understand your prompt, and it will either answer your question, or it will generate a plan. And in this case, it generated a plan.
Yep.
And we can also see that at the bottom is what we call quick actions. There's an action to open a file for like relevant files of that particular response that we just got. So like apparently it's like the hero TSX that's involved here. Or there's a quick action to implement this plan. And if you would click this, then it goes ahead. It automatically switches for you back to build mode. And then you trigger the normal, coding agent, which will go off to work and implement that plan. You can even refine it. You can say like, okay, yep, that's cool. Or sometimes it will ask you like, hey, show me some other shades of blue. You can click on it. It will stay in discussion mode and then refine the plan. And then once you're happy, you could just go ahead. Or another really nice use case for discussion mode is actually when you're debugging errors. Discussion mode is significantly less expensive. And it's really fast as well. So if you run into any errors, before you burn any tokens, flip on discussion mode and ask Bolt, like, what is the problem? Why is this not working? Or also, if there's sometimes, if there's an error that happened in the preview, you see that little message, right? That says like attempt fix. We also there actually added another button for you to make it convenient to discuss that problem before actually going and Bolt fix it.
Yeah.
So that saves a ton of tokens and is really fast as well.
Yeah, and someone had we had on the screen for a bit there, but like someone had asked, how much does it cost in discussion mode? The answer is like I think it's like 1/10 or less of the normal price.
90% less. Yeah.
So it's way more way cheaper to actually discuss with Bolt than if you're going to just send a message for it to go build. And so that's why it's like highly recommended. Like as you are building, especially as your project grows, you want to be in discussion mode a lot, going like, okay, like I want to add a login system. How would I do that? And it'll go and like dig in and go, okay, given your code base, here's what we ought to do. And then you can say, great, like let's implement this. Or I can say,
Eric, ask, for instance, how do I, let's see, because discussion mode is like, it has basically our support help pages like integrated, which means that if you would ask, like, for instance, ask, how can I import a Figma design, for instance, or you can ask something else like Supabase or whatever you want.
You can also look at the action buttons that are displayed on the bottom, and you can see like the different icons, and they represent different types of things that Bolt can do from this point on. So you can see like there's like a code, so that means that it will implement something. There's a link to external, in this case, the doc site, or there is a continuing discussion. So as you can see, like there's like a multimodal interaction here.
Yep.
Another thing I actually...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say another pretty cool feature of discussion mode is actually that it is able to search the web. So if you go in and keep discussion mode on and you would ask, I don't know, ask something that would require a web search. Ask who won the last F1 race, for instance. You will see that, and hopefully,
how about like what's a good library for?
Is that correct?
Something.
It is correct.
Wow,
it is correct. It is incredible, and this didn't even use web search. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, ask something specific.
One thing that I've used is that like what are good APIs to use for getting weather data or something like that.
Wait, before you hit enter. Damn. Okay, mention specifically that you wanted to search the web.
Okay, all right.
Just to trigger it, because like sometimes if kind of like the model thinks that it has all the information, it's not going to search the web.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So
this is actually this use the search, because you can see it at the top. It actually lists the sources that it found online, so you can click on them. Yeah.
What is a weather API? This is sick. Yeah. So one question people are asking, this can you do this from the first prompt? The answer is no, not yet.
Not
we
yet.
certainly have the technology, and it's something we absolutely intend to do. So yeah, unfortunately, right now, not available from the first prompt. It's only after you've put in your first prompt that you can start using discussion mode back and forth. But that we are absolutely going to be bringing that to the entry point of starting your applications as well. So this is super cool stuff.
I know there was another question which was here briefly, but it's gone. I think someone was asking, is discussion mode eating up tokens or something? I think that was there. Maybe just to quickly answer, yes, it does, but it's like, as we said, it's 90% less than what you would normally what it would normally cost in build mode.
So it's not eating tokens, it's nibbling them.
Oh yeah, it's nibbling them. I guess.
It slowly nibbles the crumbs. And so like, that's which is, I think the right way, like that's how this feature should work, right? Because you want to have a back and forth, et cetera. And because it's not writing code, it's way cheaper, right? So Super cool
And
stuff on discussion mode.
there's several improvements planned to discussion mode, so
Hell yeah.
keep an eye on it.
Hell yeah. And a couple other things we've announced recently. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let's go ahead and start with, we had actually just talked about this, but we, have we really not had a live stream since we, like our office hours since we launched the Figma integration?
Our
Dang.
last office hours was like the end of February. So
Okay, so this was right before. Okay. You know, over here, a month feels like a year. I'm like, that was like last year we launched that, you know, but it's actually like a month ago. Pretty sick though. Basically, you can just go to Bolt, paste in a Figma URL, and it will turn that into a full stack app in one click, which is pretty dope. So if you haven't tried this, it's a super sick feature. For anyone tuning in here, we are going to be at Figma Config, the conference, I think it's 2 weeks from today, actually. And we're going to be at Figma Config with a booth there, so we'll see you in there. We are also hosting a concert that night as well for folks who are in SF. We'll get to that in a second. There's some, you know, we're other things we're gonna chat about, but just want to mention if you're if your designer going to be at Config, we will see you there. I think the other two things we wanted to show folks was some exciting stuff around our Supabase Edge functions as well. And so Quentin or Joanne, you two are the ones that have been working on this. Maybe you could speak to this, and maybe I could actually, you know, get to work on showing a demo of it here too. You know, so folks can kind of see the magic themselves.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. So we added support for Supabase Edge functions in Bolt, which means that now if there are certain things you do not want to run on the client side, you could actually spin up. You can ask Bolt to create an Edge function, which we will then automatically deploy to Supabase. You could do this, for instance, to send emails from your server. You could do this to handle some more business-like logic in your applications. You could do this for longer running tasks. You could also do this for something else we just released, which is the Stripe integration, which we'll talk about next. But basically, it opens up a lot of use cases that were kind of not possible before because you were limited to client-side code. But now with Edge functions, that's an extra feature that you can use in your apps, where you can actually build full stack applications now within Bolt, which is awesome.
And you can even create a clone of Bolt, right? Using any model you want, OpenAI.
Exactly. Like if you want to integrate AI in your applications, you do not want to use your API key for the models you're using on the client. So you probably want to use an Edge function to stream that. So that's where you would do it.
Totally. So maybe speak briefly to the the Stripe integration, because I'm going to get a little thing spun up, and maybe we can I'll try and get this like a quick demo live here as a fork of Alex's LinkedIn site. But talk to us about the Stripe integration, because there is no other product on the market right now, by the way, that has this level of integration with Stripe. Joanne and Quentin like cooked on this. Like this was like killer. So anyways, like tell them the magic here.
Yeah. So what we did is we took a holistic approach at looking at how does a user want to integrate Stripe in their app. And at Bolt, we're always trying to come up with really good UX patterns. And basically what a user that is using Bolt wants to do is they want everything to be set up automatically for them. And they just want to select the products that they want to add to their application. So what we did is there's a very tight integration between Bolt and Stripe in our integration, where we are setting up as many things as we can for you so that you have to do as little work as possible. The only thing we need to have from you guys is an API key that we can use. And then once you give us the API key, we're going to show you a screen with all of the products you have configured within Stripe. You can select the products that you want to integrate. and then you just press enter, and that's it. How we done that is by relying not only on the LLM to write code for you, but also having some best practices that we integrate in your app, especially around the edge functions, to make sure that it's not only going to work every time you integrate it, but also that it's very secure. That's one of the things that we really looked at, especially with all of the things you can do with vibe coding. Security is always a major concern. The way we implemented it in our app was focused on the least amount of user interaction needed. We set up everything for you in an extremely secure way, and everything happens automatically.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and it works like magic. And so let's go ahead. I'm gonna go. I feel like seeing it. Like, let's see how fast of a demo I can put together. If I run out of time, then so be it. But I've gone ahead and added Supabase to this for authentication. So we've added there's now a sign in button here. And so let me go ahead and just try and create an account. Eric at stackblitz.com. I'll use password 123. Chrome's like, no, don't use that password. Don't do it. And it threw an error. And so let's go ahead and say, let's discuss the problems. This is what Don was talking about earlier. You can actually discuss the problems that come in first before having it take a crack at the error. Let's see. So it thinks that will fix it. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. By the way, this is like completely unplanned. So this is this is a real world test we're doing here. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can. I'm signed in. Okay, so it actually did work. So now I'm signed in. So this is the dashboard page for this thing. And let's go ahead. Let me close these tabs out. So if I sign out, then I should be able to. Now I should sign back in. .com. Yep. Okay. So sign in does work. It's still mad at me for using a terrible password. But so Supabase auth is set up. Now let's add some edge functions with Stripe. So all I have to do is I can say set up payments with Stripe. When a user has a subscription, the dashboard should show an H1 that says, here's premium content. If no subscription, it should prompt them to buy one. All right, let's see what happens. And let me make sure I'm logged into Stripe. All right, hang on. I need to sign into my personal Stripe account here. Sign in with Google.
So here's the initial block you'll get where we're asking you to give us your API key so we can use it. There's some instructions there on how you can get the API key. Very straightforward.
Okay, and so this is the key that I need. By the way, this is like the sandbox. So everyone on the stream, feel free, let it rip. Go use my sandbox secret key. Paste this in here. You can click retrieve my products. And so in Stripe, I have a product set up called monthly 49. And if you never set up a product in Stripe, it's extremely easy. You just click on product catalog, create product, call it a subscription, is it recurring, etc. Super simple to set up. I will go ahead and use this one though. And I will apply. So this process here, this is so. What Joanne Quinn did is just like magic, because normally you have to be going into Stripe, getting these like random product keys, your secrets, all this like crap to like just make an endpoint that will allow you to buy a subscription and actually have the thing get built, right? And so
and there's actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's also a bit more, because you also need to configure the webhook on Stripe and grab the secrets and make sure everything is configured properly on Supabase. And we do all of that in just this simple step.
Yeah.
Plus this also, so now in this example, it's only using subscriptions, but it actually also supports one-time payments. So if you would want to build a web shop with this, where people can buy certain things, that also works out of the box. If you want to subscribe, Eric, you should open it in a
new tab, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I think you can do it now actually, because we did a fix where we open it in a separate tab. You can also demo that.
Hey, can you do it from here? I'll give it a shot.
I think it should work.
Let's give it a shot. So I'm going to click subscribe now. What? Dude, this is crazy. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, I've been looking at the chat. Is this money going to come straight to me, or how are we doing that? and do I deliver any kind of product or service after? Or
this is wild. I mean, like, dude, to get this set up would take, like Albert, the CTO, co-founder of Stackwitz Bolt with me, like our previous company, we were selling content online, which is basically like what we are making here, right? And oh no, what happened? What's wrong? To uppercase. Oh, that's easy. Just send it, fix that, whatever that is. But like to get like Stripe set up where you can just have like a payment that happens and then users can access like some content or whatever. It takes like, prior to this, like, I don't know, a week, right? Or two. It's like just to like get basics of that sort of stuff set up. And yeah, obviously now it's like, this is crazy, right? We'll see if if it works, what comes back here. But
in the meantime, Eric, if you click on Supabase on the drop down and then you go to Supabase, if you then go to the tables, there's database there, and click on Stripe subscriptions, you'll see that there's actually a subscription there as well now. So this follows all the best practices that Stripe has about how we should store data, how data should be fetched.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! That's crazy. Okay, yeah, here to prove that this is real. Right? I mean, one. I mean, we just looked at the database. You saw it, and actually, you know what? Let's go. We should see a customer in here.
Yeah.
Yup. Let's take a look at that. There he is. Customer since today.
Well, I'm just saying, without writing a single line of code, that's just mind blowing.
In 5 minutes on a live stream, come on, right? I mean, like we started with the LinkedIn CV website, and then
I'm just saying, I've integrated Stripe recently. I've integrated Stripe recently, and it took me probably a week to do everything. Like, it's crazy.
What is also cool is that we used a pretty novel approach here, where all these like crucial Supabase table are being set up with zero chance of hallucinations, basically, right?
Yep.
So this is like super crucial stuff. So we are making sure it's being set up properly.
Yeah. That's a great point, because that's like often a thing that where stuff goes wrong, where it's like it'll hallucinate something, and then it's like, oh, what's that? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, this is so mind blowing. This is so mind blowing. You can go from an idea to a live business where you're selling stuff online, and by the way, there's a zero other than what Stripe does, which is like 2.9% or whatever, like standard Visa processing fee, effectively. Other than that, there is no other cut getting taken out of your revenue by starting a business here. If you go to Shopify, if you go to like, Gumroad, all these other things, it's either anywhere from 10 to 30 to 50%, whatever, right? You own all of your revenue by doing this, In a lot of cases, people would go to those tools because it wasn't this easy to set up a business, right? Anyways, all right, I'll get off my soapbox, but like, this is so freaking wild. It's unbelievable. So anyway, so this is, the engineering folks that are up here on the live stream have been like, cooking some really, really crazy stuff. Obviously I've done a phenomenal job. This has been blowing my mind. So
there's one thing you haven't been showing, which is actually the API key. You can paste it into the chat and we handle it safely, as opposed to just sending it straight to the LLM. And a few other things regarding product, like if you want to remove a product, and we can detect that.
Do it. Show that.
I was literally just chatting with George in the chat about this exact issue, and I was like, well, just tell it to store it in the end file and blah blah blah. I didn't realize you guys had automated this.
That's so sick.
Just copy the API key and paste it and say like update the API key to this and see the magic. Like I want you to show this because I think it's actually a big deal, because like security is super important for building apps, right? Especially if they integrate payments and everything. And I think not leaking secrets like that. I mean, look at this.
But what, dude? You automatically captured that. That what? I didn't know that this was part of the ship. I love it. I mean, that's like that. It doesn't surprise me because this is a company, and these are all people here that work at this company that everyone cares about security deeply. And so, yeah, this is how I would expect such a product to work. And even better, it's like, oh, are there new products I should pull in? Great point. If you update your key, there probably are. You know, there might be at least. Unbelievable. Yeah. This is really proud of y'all. You did such a good job on this. Definitely set a new bar here. So, oh, we didn't plan to come on the live stream and do a live build session, by the way, of this, but like, I'm glad it went well. But the reason it went well is it's a testament to how much work has gone into making this really smooth and whatnot. So super cool. So those are the things. That's what we've been up to on the Bolt side of things. And so go forth and build amazing businesses, y'all. Like there's no excuse. You know, there's no excuse. You can do this from your couch, hell, from anywhere. Yeah, go make some money. Build stuff of value and exchange it for dollars with people or your currency of choice. With that, I think the last thing that we want to talk about here, as far as things we've announced that are coming up, we are throwing a pretty just a little thing that we're looking to do. Just a little tiny thing. I don't know. I mean, not like we're trying to like set a world record or something, but just kidding. We are. We're shooting to set a Guinness World Record. Let's go. We want to throw the largest hackathon that has ever happened in human history. And over at hackathon.dev, we've got a site that is live now. You can go and sign up. And the site is beautiful. Like, and we've got a whole bunch of announcements coming around this, like the sponsors. Alex, actually, I'm going to hand it over to Alex. Alex has been the person on our side who has been figuring out how do you run the largest hackathon ever? Like, how do you do this? How do you, everything from like sponsors to the event itself to et cetera. So Alex, speak on this. I'm kind of curious to actually hear your words on what we're doing here.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's a few kind of exciting pieces of information that I can share with you today if you haven't heard about them yet. But I do know there's a lot of excitement around some of the stuff that we're going to be having come out over the next couple of weeks around getting the specific rules and prizes and stuff like that announced. So definitely stay tuned. But here's what I have for you so far. First off, we've got the dates. So I think, as we mentioned earlier, we're throwing a kickoff party in San Francisco on May 7th with some very, very awesome guest DJs. They're taking a break from their Vegas residency to come out here and help kick this thing off. For legal reasons, I cannot disclose who they are, but you can find out if you just go and click the Let's Go button and jump on the wait list there. So hope to see a bunch of you folks out at that kickoff party. We're inviting all the judges and sponsors and a bunch of our investors and partners. And so a lot of these like integrations that we're talking about that we've added into the app, like the Supabase stuff, the Nalify deploy stuff, the Stripe stuff, you're going to be able to meet a lot of the folks on the teams that we're working with. Oh, the Figma import stuff. You'll be able to meet a lot of the teams that we partner with to make that stuff happen. So super excited for that. Then for the hackathon itself, we've locked in the dates. So if you could pop over to the hackathon.dev site, we are kicking off the build period on May 30th. And it'll be 31 days of building all the way through June 30th. And so during that period, there is going to be a lot of opportunities to meet up with other folks that are engaging in the hackathon and competing. So if you're interested in doing that, Eric, can you pop over there? Yeah. So if you go to hackathon.dev and you click on any of the dates down there, it'll take you to this page that has all of the IRL meetups that are going to be happening all around the world. And not only can you RSVP to attend, if you're super excited and maybe you've got a community of other folks in your area that you know, or you just want to meet and kind of help everyone get together on any of these events, you can actually apply to host. And we partnered with the team over at River, Rachel and Ryan. They'll be reviewing and working with the folks that want to host events and giving you guidance and tips and tricks if you've never done something like this before. So highly, highly recommend, especially if you live, outside of, San Francisco, New York, London, Paris, Mumbai, Singapore, etc., in a town that doesn't have as much of a tech community. This is your opportunity to really help bring the new tech community, the vibe coder tech community together and work on the hackathon together. And as you can see, there are a lot of different locations.
I know where I'm going to be.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to go to the Nashville, Tennessee one, but maybe if I get that travel approval, I'll go to the Bahamas one. There's some pretty exciting locations on here. So definitely encourage you guys to pop over there. And then finally, on July 26th, we're going to have the awards ceremony live stream hosted by Greg Eisenberg. We're super excited for that, and we'll find out who wins. The next thing is right here. We have announced some judges, and the judging panel is pretty stacked, and it's just going to continue to grow. But you can see we got Peter Levels on there. We got Jason Calacanis, which was super exciting. And then we got folks from Anthropic, Google, Evan Yu is the founder of Veet, which is, you guys might not know about that, but it's some of the foundational technology that makes everything that we're doing here possible. So a ton of really, really awesome judges. And then kind of not announcing any of this yet, but I've been talking to really, really incredible sponsors that are partnering up with us to really make this like a educational experience. I mean, realistically, this is the first hackathon that most people in the world have ever had the opportunity to participate in, because traditionally you had to know how to write code. And so we're bringing in all of these sponsors that all have tools that you can integrate into your project to make it super powerful and build out, really like complicated real world functionality that can help you build apps that drive value for users and ultimately let you throw that Stripe integration in there and start making some money. And I've just been having conversations like nonstop for the last 2 weeks with these people, and 100% of them, the reason why they're excited about this is because they really want to teach the community how to succeed with these tools. Education is like so important. We've been doing a lot of tips and tricks here today, but it goes way deeper than that. And, it's like a new skill set. It's not writing code, it's composing applications. And this is going to be an incredible opportunity to learn how to do that at a super high level and win, compete to win $1 million worth of prizes. So there you go. You can get registered, sign up, join hackathon button right there. I'll get you in the door. And we're super, super excited for more info coming out over the next couple of weeks on the prizes and kind of the categories and different suggestions on what you can build to have the best shot at winning one of these prizes. So yeah, super excited for this to continue taking shape and being announced.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you've done an amazing job pulling this together, all the logistics, etc. So everyone go sign up, hackathon.dev. And you can get rolling. Make sure you're registered. And everyone who signs up, there's gonna be a nice pack of things you're getting for free, like hundreds of dollars of things from all these different sponsors and stuff. So I imagine we're going to announce that in a couple of weeks as that finalizes. But yeah, anyway, so team's been cooking. The team's been cooking. So I think those are the big updates from our end. And with that, I'm gonna yield the floor actually. I think Kate, I don't know what the next. I think is it over to Tomek? I think maybe to talk about some latest tips, etc.
Yes, I think we had some questions come in. Do you want to talk about this first, Tomek? Let's see. Asset.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw that popping up several times, and there is a short and medium and long answer. I will try to keep to the first two. So let me share my screen. That will be this one. Okay. So let's have the screen on. Okay, so first of all, if you want to use your image, your video on the page, the most probably intuitive thing that you want to do is to just drag and drop it here. So this is something that for now it uses that image as a reference only. So this is useful if you have a sketch of a UI and you want to Bolt to implement that kind of layout. And that's the only usage of this file at this point. We're working on making this explicitly upload this into the project. But for now, what you need to do is to go to the code and drag and drop it somewhere here. I usually drag and drop it into anywhere like a specific folder in this case, and then I tell Bolt that I did it here, use this image in any way I want it to be used. So in short term, we're going to address this and make sure that you only need to drag and drop the file here. But long term, we're also exploring some more elaborate solutions. And I want to also show you a very, very cool use case for Bolt. Even if you're in an established, bigger and corporate environment oftentimes, or in a smaller company like I am in Bolt, we often use it to prototype solutions, to suggest them to stakeholders. And what you can see here is, it might be confusing, but if we go to Preview tab, there's the Bolt preview that shows a piece of Bolt interface, right? There's a code, there's a preview, like the one that is originally, but the difference is that this is all created with Bolt inside of Bolt, right? But you can see how close it is to the real thing. So what I'm exploring here right now is to have some sort of media or asset library that would give you an overview of all the files that you have in your all the images and video files that you have in your app, and also modify them, delete them, of course, optimize them potentially, and even see where they're being used. So additionally, if I'm already showing this, we're already looking also into implementing design system into a very similar fashion. So the idea is that you would have basically like a high-level overview of design that is being used on your project. And then if you want to change something, you can do it and then apply changes, and Bolt would implement that. So as you can see, like, this is so powerful. I haven't even touched Figma. I haven't coded a single line. More as a UX researcher or a PM, I was just looking into how this can be, how our product can evolve. So there are two call to actions from here. First of all, try it for your user experience prototyping. Second of all, based on what you see, I'm super curious about your feedback. So hit us up on Twitter, me personally, or bolt.new, and let us know what you think about this. Is this needed? Is it like off, or things like that? So that's my long answer.
Amazing. Okay, I think we had a couple more questions we just want to get really quick. We're a little over on time, but here, let's see. This is from Quentin, actually.
I wanted to highlight what someone else was saying, hence I repeated it. So when is it coming? Soon?
Soon, TM. Let's see. Okay, and then this loving office hours. How often do you do these? Okay, yes, we did fall off, but we are going to be back doing these on a regular cadence. I do get a lot of people asking how they find out the next upcoming one. We don't have a great way right now to share like when they're coming out next. We tweet everything and share it in our emails, but we should be getting a landing page soon with all of our events, including live streams. So stay tuned for that as well. Amazing.
There was another question in the chat on PRDs in projects, and the answer is yes. Is my screen like shared? I don't know how this works. So yeah, so if you have a project open, you can go into settings and then knowledge, and you can have a specific project prompt here, or a global system prompt here. And I think project prompt is a great place to store PRDs. So that is my quick tip on that.
Together. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Good to be back in action after 2 months. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see you again more regularly. Share anything that you've created, questions, feedback on Twitter, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, awesome! Thanks for joining, everyone. Let's go. Join the hackathon. We'll see you there, and come to the conference. Hell yeah. See ya.
Later.
Bye.